made it through January. Yeah, we did. We can do anything. Let's get started. Let's have a seat. We'll start seated this morning. Please feel free to sit on your cushion. We will need a strap. Desperately in my case. We'll do some stretching. So let's just place our hands somewhere down on the knees or thighs, just connecting through the palms with somewhere on the body. Let's let our eyes close. And let's begin to take some nice, deep, life-giving breaths. And whether we're dropping in here from a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings, or rising up slowly from a nice deep winter's nap, let's use the breath to call ourselves more and more into the present moment. And keeping our eyes closed or just letting them very softly open, let's take our left hand and we'll bring it across to the right lowest ribs. And let's take a few deep breaths, directing the breath into that space. So we're expanding those ribs, releasing on the exhale, consciously inviting the breath to flow right to that spot. Then let's release that hand, take a couple more deep breaths. Just notice if that area feels more alive, more open to the breath. Then let's bring our right hand across to those left ribs. We'll do the same thing here, expanding those left ribs on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. We're inviting the breath to flow into that space. And release, let the eyes close again. Take a couple more deep breaths. Just notice if the breath is flowing into that space a little bit more. Where our attention goes, energy flows. What we focus on increases. Focus the energy on the life-giving breath, drawing it in, releasing it back. Freeing up the body, the mind, the spirit for some new delights. Let's let those eyes softly open again. Let's bring our fingertips up to the back of the head, lightly touching the back of the head. And we'll draw those elbows back. As we breathe, let's expand the whole space around the heart. Press your head lightly back into the hand. Let the heart lift. One more full breath. And release. We'll take a couple breaths, rolling the shoulders back. And let the shoulders drop down. Let's come down from our seat. Let's clear the runway and we'll come right down onto our backs. Once we get down there, let's bring a hand to each shin and rock from side to side, massaging the back. Notice if the breath has retreated somewhere else in the body since we changed our position here. And re-expand the breath into that space around the heart. And let's rock back to center, just releasing and relaxing our arms. And let's begin a slow bicycle movement with the legs. As we bicycle, let's press upward through the balls of the feet, spreading out the toes. Then let's change direction, scooping with the heels. And let's bicycle back to center, bringing the hands onto the knees again. Let's draw the knees close into the belly. Give yourself a nice squeeze here. We'll exhale. Then press the knees away from each other and circle them back around over the hips. Then we'll exhale, draw the thighs close in. Inhale, press them out and away. And circle back over the hips. Let's do this several times. The hands are there just to help guide the movement pattern. They don't need to stay right on the knees. They're just there to support. Keep these deep breaths moving through. Then let's change direction. One more big circle. Then let's clasp our hands over our left shin and stretch the right leg out long on the mat. Just let it rest there. Let's gently rock this left thigh side to side, massaging into that hip. Then drawing that shin and hip back to center, let's hold there, let the shoulders soften, and let's circle the left ankle round and round. Then change direction. And coming back to center, let's slowly straighten the left leg up toward the sky, holding behind the back of the thigh now. Let's press gently upward through the heel, taking a full breath here. Then let's point the toes, taking a full breath here. Then let's go back and forth. Let's inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, point. 2 more times. Then let's point the toes. Let's release our arms to our sides. We're going to trace a very small circle on the ceiling by moving from the hip. Then let's gradually make it a little bigger, like a basketball sized. And then a beach ball. Then let's change direction. And we'll make it a basketball again or a soccer ball. Then a baseball and a golf ball. Then let's draw this left thigh in close again. Let's wrap our arms around it. Just melt into a nice big hug here. Give it a good squeeze. Then let's place the sole of the left foot onto the mat. We'll bring the right leg in, clasping hands over that shin. Then stretch the left leg out long. And let's begin to rock this right thigh side to side. Just letting the shoulders rest, letting the jaw be so relaxed. Eyes are relaxed. And back to center. Let's circle this right ankle round and round. And change direction. And back to center. Let's stretch this right leg up to the sky, holding on behind the back of the thigh now. Let's flex through the heel, hold here for a breath. Then point the toes, hold here for a breath. Then we'll go back and forth, flexing the heel on the inhale, pointing the toes on the exhale. One more time. Then let's point the toes. Let's let our arms release. And we'll circle the whole leg, tracing a little tiny baseball on the ceiling. Then a volleyball. Then a beach ball. Then change direction. Beach ball. Volleyball. Basketball. Golf ball. Ping pong ball. Come on, help me out here. A marble. There we go, marble. So let's bend the knee. Wrap your arms around that shin. Give yourself a big hug. And we're going to draw the left knee in as well. Stretch both legs up toward the sky, so they're right up over the hip. We're going to slowly open outward to a V shape through the legs and just as slowly glide toward closed. So slowly open out to that V. Let's breathe in. Exhale. Slowly bring it back to center. Let's do this a few more times. We are warming up all the joints today. One more time. Now, as we draw the legs back towards center, we're going to miss. The right leg is going to go underneath the leg, left leg. Then we'll open slowly back out into our big V. Then we'll glide towards center and we're going to miss again. Left leg goes under the right this time. Then open it back out. And we're going to cross back and forth. One leg a little lower than the other. And then switching. Nice and slow. We'll do each variation one more time. Then bring both knees in close. Wrap your arms around both legs. Give yourself a big hug. Let's take another exhale here. As we inhale, let's stretch the legs straight up and reach the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Exhale, curl in again. Wrap your arms around the shins. I will inhale, stretch open. Exhale, hug everything in. Let's do this a couple more times. And coming back to center, let's place the soles of the feet onto the mat. Just rest the feet on the mat. Let's rock the pelvis east to west a couple times, just so the lower back is also very relaxed. We'll rock back to center. Let's reach our arms up toward the sky, just in a leisurely way. And then let's circle those wrists round and round. Expand the breath again into that space around the heart. Change direction. Then back to center. As we breathe in, let's expand all 10 fingers. And as we exhale, let's make a soft fist. Breathing in, expand all 10 fingers. Exhale, make a fist. Let's do that a couple more times. Good. And spreading the fingers out, let's just give them a wiggle. Wiggle the fingers all around. Then let's take our arms up over the crown of the head. Reach, we'll pick a few grapes while we're here, up over the crown, leaning through one side and then the other. Let's bring our arms back to our sides. Let's roll onto our left side, coming into a fetal position. And we'll just stack the knees one on top of the other here. And let's stretch our left arm out. We can either just rest our side of our head on our extended arm, or we can bend the elbow and place the side of our head into our left palm. We're going to take our right leg and straighten it and stretch it out in front of us. Reach, reach, reach. And then slowly sweep it just down to the bottom of the mat, like you're trying to touch the bottom of the mat. You're going to reach that right leg forward, push through the heel this time. Point the toes and stretch that right leg out toward the base of the mat. Let's do that a couple more times. Let's breathe in as we draw the right leg forward and out as we sweep it down. 2 more. And 1. Then we'll point those toes down toward the bottom of the mat. Hold here. We're going to trace our marble, then our basketball, then our beach ball, then change direction. Beach ball, soccer ball, ping pong ball. Then bend that knee and just rest it there. We're going to come down off of this left palm if we lift it up and just stretch that left arm straight out in front of us and place the right arm on top of it. We're going to take those right fingertips and trace a rainbow right along the ground, up and over the crown of the head. Then we'll let ourselves roll onto the back of the hand and reach that right arm back behind us. Good. We're going to go back the other way, tracing that nice big arc with those fingertips until they reconnect with the left hand. Then let's do it again. We're going to reach up and over, rolling into a little bit of a twist here. And then just as slowly, breathing deeply, we'll retrace that line. Let's do this a couple more times. Like mobilizing that right shoulder and upper back. Just letting the head and neck come along for the ride. Then the next time that we open out into our twist, that right arm will be back behind us somewhere. Let's pause there, breathing, just letting that right shoulder relax. Our right knee is bent. Our knee is pointing, same direction as the left knee. We're just going to slowly straighten that right leg in the direction the knee is pointing. As we do, let's reach our right arm away. Big inhale, then bend the knee and soften, relax through the right arm. We'll do that 2 more times. Straighten that right leg, reach the right arm away. Exhale, soften. 1 more time. And soften. Then let's roll onto our back. Just wiggling our way to the center of our mat. Finding a nice neutral position before we do the second side. Feet are on the mat, shoulders released. We'll slowly let the knees open away from each other and just as slowly bring them back towards center. So we'll slowly open, rolling to the outer edges of the feet. Slowly close. Let's do that 1 more time. And then gently roll onto your right side. I'm going to turn so I can still see everybody. So we'll be in a nice fetal position on that right side. Let's stretch our right arm out long and either just rest our head on our bicep or bend the elbows so we can prop the side of our head in our right palm. Either way. We're going to take our left leg, stretch it out right in front of us, and then sweep it down toward the base of the mat. Flex the heel, inhale, stretch that left leg forward. Exhale, point the toes and reach the leg down toward the base of the mat. Beautiful. Let's do that a couple more times. One more time. Then we'll point the toes and reach the leg down toward the bottom of the mat. Circle from the hip like we're tracing a baseball or softball. Then a basketball, nice and slow. A beach ball. Then change direction. Breathing deep. Now a soccer ball, softball, marble. And let's bend the knee again and we'll rest it. And we'll stretch our right arm right out in front of us. So we'll rest the side of our head on the mat. We have a cushion. I didn't think to use it before, but no time like the present. If you want to put your cushion under the side of your head, we could do that. So the arms are stretched out and they're stacked. We're going to trace that rainbow arc with our left fingertips up and over the crown of the head and slowly back behind us. We're on the back of the hand at that point. And then we'll trace that nice arc all the way back to where we started. So let's do this a few times. And as we do, let's see if we can make it just a little bit easier each time. The next time this left arm is reaching back behind us, let's pause there. So we're in a twist here. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. We're going to take our left leg and just straighten it in the direction that knee is already pointing. So it should be out in front of you a little bit where you can see it. And then bend it again. We'll straighten that left leg. As we do this time, let's reach away through that left arm. And exhale, bend, soften that left arm. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach, stretch in opposite directions. Exhale, bend. 2 more times. And 1. And release. Take a moment, rest everything. And let's gently roll onto our back, soles of the feet on the mat, wiggling our way back to the center of our mat. And we'll release our arms out wide to either side. Let's bring the feet out a bit wider apart than they were. Let's let our left knee drop down toward the mat and then bring it back up again. Then let the right knee drop down toward the center and bring it back up again. We'll go side to side, single knee drops. As one knee is dropping down, the other leg is staying very still. So we're opening up into the back of the hip now. Let's exhale as we drop that knee slowly down and inhale it out. One more on each side. And back to center. Let's scoot the feet in a little closer so they're about as wide apart as the hips. Let's find our nice neutral sacrum again. Let's stretch both legs up to the sky. We'll stretch both arms up to the sky. Let's reach our right arm and our left leg away from each other. Big inhale. Exhale, return. Opposite limbs reach away on the inhale. Exhale, return. Just wait, it gets worse. Because now, instead of opposite limbs, let's do right side only limbs. Reach away and return. Then left side only and return. Right side only. Left side only. Then let's alternate. Opposite limb. Or you can always just ignore me. We're alternating. Once more on each side. Yes, we are. Of course we are. Everyone in the studio is really doing the moves. Let's come back to center. Just release your arms. Legs are still reaching up. We're going to circle just the right leg out and around and back. Then circle just the left leg out and around and back. Right leg circles. Left leg circles. Right leg circles. Left leg circles. Doesn't have to be a big circle. Then one more on the right. One more on the left. Then bend both knees. Give yourself a big hug. And we're going to roll on up. We can roll to one side first or just roll right up. And let's come on to hands and knees. Oh my. Feel free to use your pillow underneath your knees or your wrists or both. And let's take a few breaths in cat-cow, arching the back on the inhale and rounding on the exhale. Then breathing our way back to neutral spine, let's curl the toes and we'll sit back on our heels, screaming toe pose. If your toes aren't spread out, you can reach back and kind of spread them out. And then let's bring our fingertips onto the shoulders. As we inhale, let's reach those elbows forward and up. Exhale back and down. Forward and up on the inhale. Back and down on the exhale. When you're ready, change direction. Inhaling those elbows back. Exhaling them forward. One more time. And release. Let's bring our hands down to the mat. Getting ready for downward facing dog. If you prefer dolphin, staying off of the wrists, you can come down onto those forearms. And let's lift through the hips, pressing up into downward dog. And let's do a little marching in place. We'll walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other. And as we do, let's be attentive to our toes. So feeling those toes, connecting with the mat, spreading the toes out, breathing deep. Then let's gently lower onto those knees again. Once we're down in tabletop, let's walk our hands to the left off the mat. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, let's pull the hips away to the right. Crescent child's pose, breathing deep into the right side. And deepening the breath, let's rise up. We'll walk our hands over to the right, off the mat. Take a deep breath in and exhale, pull the hips away to the left. Let the head drop down. Breathe deep into that left side. And coming back to center, let's walk the hands right underneath the shoulders. Curl those toes under again. And let's lift up into downward facing dog. Let's bend the right knee a lot this time, leaning back into that left heel. As we do, let's spread out the right toes. So just kind of wiggle them around until they're really spread out on the mat. Pull those hips back. And then switch sides, reaching downward through the right heel, lifting the left, holding here, spreading those left toes out. So wiggling them around so there's some space between those toes. And let's gently release, coming down to hands and knees, and from there to child's pose or puppy pose. We'll make it an active pose, stretching the arms out long, pulling the hips back, and breathing deep into the back. And let's scoop our way up. Again, we can stick with downward dog, or if you prefer dolphin, that's fine too. We're gonna lift back up into down dog or dolphin. From here, let's press forward toward a plank pose, taking an inhale. And as we exhale, we'll pull those hips back to downward dog. Inhale forward, plank. Exhale back, downward dog. Just think how mobile we'll be through our shoulders. and our upper back. Let's do this one more time. Then let's start to walk our hands toward our feet or our feet toward our hands until we make our way into a forward fold. Put a little bend in the knees. Give your head a little shake, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Then slowly, gently, let's roll our way up to standing. When we get there, put the fingertips on the shoulders. We'll inhale those elbows forward and up. Exhale them back and down. And let's bring our hands to our hips and we'll circle the hips. There, now I'm visible. Even if you're on Zoom, I want you to have all of me. I give you my all. And let's circle the other way, keeping those shoulders soft. Then let's circle those hips back to center, with the feet just a little bit wider apart than the hips. We're going to take our fingertips to the back of the head again, just like we started. Pull those elbows back. Press your head lightly into those fingertips. Open the heart. Breathe into that space. If you're locking the knees, just soften a little bit. Imagine the heart is lifting up toward this beautiful sunny sky. One more inhale and exhale, release. We'll bring our hands right down onto our knees, toe, heel, those feet in a little bit closer so they're right underneath the hips. Reach the hips back, standing cat-cow. We'll inhale and arch the back and exhale to round. One more full breath. And coming back to center, let's press our way upward. If you're here with me in the studio, go ahead and turn toward our big, beautiful windows where that sunlight is just pouring in so that we can bring our feet wider apart on the mat and still be on our sticky mat. So let's point the toes just slightly in, heels slightly out. Open those arms out. So we're in a big 5-pointed star, just like our sun this morning. Big inhale. As we exhale, we'll reach opposite hand toward the opposite shin. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale, dip down into our twist. As we come up, expand the heart. As we drop down, keep that sense of expansion. Maybe as our hamstrings warm up, we go a little deeper. But I'd like the emphasis to be on that big inhale, opening up that space around the heart for more breath, more life energy. One more. Then let's rise up, and in this position, put the hands behind the back of the head. Let's interlace the hands. Lean your head back into your hands. Reach those elbows toward the center line behind you. Deep breaths. One more big inhale. And exhale, release those arms. Roll the shoulders back. And let's toe heel those feet. closer in together again till we're back in our Tadasana. We can face forward toward the front of our mat. Let's bring hands to hips, left foot forward, right foot back. Let's come into a warrior two here. So we'll let that right hip just open out to the right, making sure that left knee stays in line with the left foot. So we're opening those arms again. Reach those shoulder blades together. We're going to take a big inhale. As we exhale, we'll slowly bring the fingertips together to the heart center. Inhale, open. Exhale, lightly touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, connect. One more time. Fingertips to the heart, hold here. Inhale, expand the heart. Exhale, soften. Inhale, expand the heart. Exhale, soften. Couple more breaths like that. Direct the breath into that space. And let's release those hands. We'll bring the hands to the hips. We'll start to slide that back foot forward, however we want to get there. Back to our Tadasana. And we'll just march in place a little bit, treading out the feet. Then we'll keep our right foot forward and slide that left foot back, making our way into warrior two on side two. Good, letting that left hip open, right knee is in line with the right foot. Then let's open those arms. We're going to turn the palms up. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. Big inhale. Exhale, fingertips right to the heart, the sternum. Inhale, open. Exhale, connect to that heart. Open out. Bring that beautiful light to the heart. One more time. Fingertips to the heart. We'll hold there. Just lightly rest those fingertips there. Expand that space on the inhale and just soften it on the exhale. Expand that space. This is where we live, right? It's our beautiful heart center. One more full breath. And just release. Hands come to the hips. We'll start to close our stance, coming back into our Tadasana pose. Again, however we want to get there. Once we arrive in Tadasana, we'll just march the feet. Then let's bring our feet again just a little bit wider than the hips. Release those arms. We're going to drop the tailbone down, swing the arms to one side, and then the other. And we can do this very deliberately and mindfully. If it feels good to your back, you can go more quickly. Let's let the tailbone drop down. We want to feel this in the middle of the back, not the lower back. If you are feeling it in the lower back at all, sit a little deeper and scoop your tailbone under just a little bit more. Little by little, we'll just let the arms hang and sway our way back to a centered place. When we get there, let's straighten the legs, bring those hands to the hips. Like Wonder Woman pose, we're gonna let that heart really open, lift it up to the sky. Big inhale, big exhale. 2 more breaths like that. Drink it in. Release the breath. 1 more time. And release. Let's release our arms. Let's bring our feet in a little closer. Let's find our strap. It's not too far away. So I have another idea too. I would like to be in the chair pose. Since we have our block and we haven't used it, if you want to put that between the thighs, go right ahead. If you don't want to use it, that's fine too. Feet can be together if you're not using the block, or a block width apart, whether you're using it or not. So we're going to take our block right into our hands. See, I'm not sure you can really see me well on Zoom that way. So it's right out in front. The hands are a little closer in than the shoulders. We're going to roll the shoulders down the back, tuck the tail, and start to pull that block apart. So we've just been expanding around the heart. That space goes all the way around. So expand the breath into the upper back here. One more full inhale. And exhale, release. If you're using the block, let's take it out. We'll bring the feet slightly wider apart, and we'll hold the strap quite a bit wider. So out to either side. We're gonna raise it up overhead, big inhale, and slowly sweep it down behind us. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, lower down. This is very gratifying because this is about where I usually hold it for this, but we've done a lot of shoulder openers already. So you may find that you want to shorten up on your strap. You want to get a nice stretch here. Ooh, a TheraBand, that's a nice prop for this too. That works great. Then let's find a spot somewhere along that line that feels like it's a little bit of a sticky spot for you. Breathe into it, rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head. One more inhale, and exhale, slowly lower those arms. Let's roll the shoulders forward and roll the shoulders back. Big inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward. Inhale them back. We'll hold here. Exhale right here. Inhale here again. Then exhale, roll the shoulders forward. Hold here. We'll inhale here. And exhale here. Inhale here. And roll those shoulders back on the exhale. One more time. Big inhale here. Exhale here. Big inhale. And release. Let's make our way slowly, gently, right down onto our mat again. Let's keep our strap. We'll do a little stretch for the legs too while we're here. So come right down onto your back, finding a nice neutral spine. Sway the knees a little side to side, or rock the pelvis side to side. And then finding that nice centered place again. Let's take our strap to the ball of the left foot. We'll stretch that up. And then stretch the right leg out long. So we're just lightly holding that strap We want to let the shoulders be as peaceful as possible. Let's push the ball of the foot into the strap and then lightly flex the ankle. Push into the strap and flex. Nice and slow. One more time. Then we'll bend that left knee. We're going to angle the left leg off to the left, a little bit of a diagonal line. Hold the straps tight now. Push your left foot into the strap as if you're trying to straighten your leg, but you're not letting it straighten. It's a deep psoas release here. One more breath. And release back to center. Take the strap off. Let the left leg rest beside the right for a moment. Notice any difference between left and right sides. Then let's bring our right foot in closer. We'll put that strap on the ball of the right foot. Stretch that right leg up. Shoulders are very relaxed here. We'll press the ball of the foot into the strap and then flex the ankle. Press the ball of the foot. Flex the ankle. Couple more times. Good. Then let's bend that knee, pulling the whole leg in a little closer. We'll angle it off to the right just a little bit of a diagonal line. Keep that deep bend in the knee. Pull the strap as you push that leg away. So we're pushing as if we're trying to straighten that right leg out, but we're not letting it. It should be tough to do. Then soften. Release. Come back to center. We'll release that strap. Let the right leg just melt down to the mat. Arms at our sides. Shoulder blades drawing lightly together. Notice the right and left sides. They feel more balanced here. And let the eyes close. Picture your whole body like a sponge or a magnet for all the good energy we put into the practice. Let it circulate throughout the whole body. Mm. And let's bring the awareness back to the heart. Remember what it felt like to place the fingertips right on the heart center and expand the breath into that space. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, taking time to stretch if that feels good. And let's gently roll to one side, coming through fetal pose. We'll use our hands to help press our way up, finding a centered seat. Once we find our seat, let's close our eyes, placing our hands right on the heart center. Let's bow the head to the heart for a moment here. Difficult times make us stronger. Honor your heart's strength, your courage, the good energy you put into this practice and everything that you do. Invite that light to stay with you throughout your week and to radiate outward to those whose lives we touch. May we all have hope, joy, love, light, and laughter. Thanks so much for sharing your day. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Erin.
You're very welcome. Thank you
Thanks,
for
Erin.
being here. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye, bye, kitty.
We really enjoyed it this time.
Good. Well, if I can make your cat purr, then I've done my job.
Yes, you've done a good job.
Good.
Okay.
My yoga videos are viral on TikTok because cats love them. Start a rumor.